Chilling tales for dark nights.
Want to make sure you never miss a Chilling Tales for Dark Nights video again? Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications.
My eyes are burning. I've been sitting in front of this screen longer than I can remember. I don't know whether the memory lapses are from head trauma or sleep deprivation. Probably both. The cold light singes my retina as the waterfall of numbers creates fathomless patterns on the LCD monitor. Aside from the microscopic beams of red that poke through the cracks between the planks nailed to the door, this screen is my only source of light. The room has no window. I'm incredibly grateful for this. I can't remember why. I sit alone, with only the many shadows for company. Time has no meaning in this room. The passing of each second has become so diluted and warped that any attempt at measurement would be futile. Maybe I'm going mad. No, I know the reason. I have forgotten much, but I must not forget that. Dare I allow myself a glance? The thing stares at me from the glass container next to my desk. I mustn't stare back for too long. No matter how impossible it seems to achieve, I must move my focus back to the tumbling numbers. My gaunt face is reflected in the polished screen. The face in the reflection sneers at me, daring me to smash the container. I must not give in to temptation. We'll all die if I do. Veins in my neck throb. A crushing pain is building behind my frazzled eyes. Grunting with effort, I somehow manage to shift my attention back to the flickering screen. I know the thing won't be happy, but I have to ignore it. It is not my friend, despite how much it wants me to believe otherwise. From the screen, rows of numbers and statistics glare back at me, column upon column of irreconcilable data. I can't remember when I could last make sense of the cascade. I'm sure there's supposed to be meaning behind the army of algorithms. Somewhere in the numbers is the answer. I must have been here looking for it for days. Untold hours stuck in this cramped, boarded room. I long to smash through my makeshift barricade. The feel of the outside air on my face is a temptation almost as great as the constant urge to free the thing. I must not give in to temptation. We'll all die if I do. The descending numbers unfurl in front of my burning pupils. I must make sense of them. Somehow, some way, I must. Another cramp runs through my thighs. In response, I adjust my position and crouch on the itchy office chair. I must ignore everything but the numbers. They are the only thing that matters. In the first days, I was obsessed with the smell. I tried everything to mask it, but human waste proved to be too powerful an odor. Eventually, I made peace with it. Then there were days I was obsessed with the clumps of hair falling from my head. I tried everything to prevent it, but my resources were too limited. Eventually, I made peace with it. Then there are the days I have been obsessed with the thing. I have tried everything to prevent it, but its hypnotic gaze keeps pulling me back. It still beckons me. My mind's eye is constantly forced back to that strange glow. I wish I wouldn't dwell on this. The light is maddening. Blue and orange. A light that is simultaneously two colors, an impossible contradiction. Yet, there it is. The dual hues flow and drift independently of each other, yet at the same time are indistinguishably intertwined. I can't remember a time when that unearthly haze wasn't present in the darkest reaches of my conscience. I've only been here a few hours, but it feels like days. I can't remember what happened before. All that I have of the time before the room are fragments. I can't remember who put the thing into its glass box and attached it to the computer. Maybe it was the dead man in the corner. I wish I could remember who he was. Was he important to me? I'll never know. It's not important, though, so I mustn't dwell on it. I must focus on the numbers. I scratch at an itch on my head. Ouch. There's an unpleasant pain at my fingertips. I slowly lower my hand from the patch of descending hair. The nails on my index and middle fingers have detached. They dangle on pus-soaked sinews, swinging in time to my tremble. I look at my other nails. Each chipped slab sits on a bed of greenish ooze. The skin around my fingertips has turned a mortician's gray. I can feel my screen-baked eyes widening. My worn pupils find themselves unable to move from the dangling keratin. As my trembles worsen, one of the nails wriggles free of the spiderweb sinew. It feather falls to the filthy floor, lost to the grime like much of my hair. Despite the repulsion tying knots in my gut, I need to inspect this further. I splay my rotting fingers. The little revelation afforded by the flickering LCD display makes my analysis difficult. I squint, pulse rising. My remaining nails bulge and jaunt back at me from the shadowy desk. My fingers are cold, numb almost. The few remaining ounces of sensation left have been taken by a tight dryness from the discolored skin around my fingertips. As this discoloration ascends my digits, it darkens further into gray, before becoming a pungent mess of moldy greens and brown-purple bruising. This isn't happening. It can't be. Please don't let this be real. The thing laughs as I come to the horrifying realization of what I have to do next. It's enjoying this. I gulp. My throat is dry and constricted. I would kill a man for a glass of water. Maybe that's why the man on the floor died all those years ago. Maybe we had water here in those days, and I killed him for the last drop. No, I don't think I did. I wouldn't do something like that. At least, I think I wouldn't. Do it. I start with the right hand. My tremble is all-encompassing now. I raise my shaking left, the gray flesh of the digits cracking as I close my grasp over my right ring finger. Lightning flashes of sharp, blinding pain race up my right arm. I unscrew my eyes. The removed nail doesn't bleed. Please, don't let this be real. I don't want to do this. No man should have to do this. This isn't fair. Do it now. There's warm moisture descending the cliffs of my cheeks. The corners of my vision blur and ripple as I focus on the yellow nail protruding from my jerking finger. A thin trail of shining plasma trickles from one corner of the gnarled cuticle. A cold blanket of sweat drapes my brow. I can't do this. I won't do this. No. My left thumb and index finger find tight purchase. There's a lump growing in my stomach. I can feel the grazing warmth of bile climbing my throat. I really don't want to do this. Please, don't make me do this. My nostrils flare. A sharp inhalation brings with it the clinging reek of human excrement. The bile climbs higher. The lump in my stomach doubles in size. My fingertips aren't the only numb part of me now. I can't stop myself. The yolky nail opens a floodgate of rotting fluid as I pry it from my finger. Pain breaks the silence and sensation. Fresh stabs assault my senses with each agonizing nanosecond. As the nail is peeled further back from the gray-green fingertip, strings of sinew ping and snap. Each brings with it a further jolt of lightning. Eventually, I reach the stage where I can no longer bend the stiff shell. The exposed nail bedding screams, the orphan nail hanging from it by a thread of skin. The bile is now nearly at my tonsils. Why have I done this? Why is this happening to me? Please, make it stop. Finish it. I wrench the dangling carapace from my not bleeding finger. The bile has finished its journey. The third lost nail clatters on the greasy, dirty wood beneath me. It's followed by a torrent of vomit. Everything goes sideways. My diaphragm is contracting in agonizing spasms. The itchy office chair clatters and rolls away from my feet into the darkness. The ground is grimy beneath my naked form. As I twitch and writhe in disgusted agony, my joints slide along a desert of unseen diseases. I dare not look at my hand. I can hear the thing cackling somewhere above me. I must ignore it at all costs. I have to finish with my hands and get back to the numbers. I must resist the urge to break the glass and smash the thing on the ground. I must not give in to temptation. We'll all die if I do. There is scuttling in the darkness beyond my face. My burnt eyes have not yet accustomed to the gloom. They gaze outwards, limp and useless. Eventually, they manage to bring something into focus. A shelled creature is picking its way through the bog on the floor. Two long antennae twitch in the murky abyss. Black, beady eyes turn the tiny light available at these depths into twinkling novas. The wriggling mass of chitin and legs halts as it reaches my drained head. It stares at me, shuffling its mandibles. Lost, are we? The cockroach has a deep voice. It's a dialect comprised of bass tones being dragged through a corpse grinder. Every syllable sends a knife of tension down my spine. Most of the people that find their way here are lost. I'm not lost. My lips feel chapped and crooked. I don't recognize the voice that escapes them. You got lost on your journey. The cockroach grinds in disagreement. You have to be lost to find your way here. You know that. Or have you forgotten? I can hear the mirthful chittering of mandibles scraping. I say nothing. You've been forgetting a lot of things lately, haven't you? You can't remember how you got here at all. Oh dear, you are in a bit of a pickle. By the end of the last sentence, my eardrums ached. The voice drills into my brain, scraping further into my psyche with each syllable. Do you want me to remind you? The querying antennae twitch in the night. My ears throb. My thoughts become clouded with sharp black spikes of sound. No, I want you to stop talking. Come now. Don't be silly. Its mandibles click together in a tut. How do you expect to find your way without any help? Now, you see that up there? The veins in my eyes throb as I point them towards the glass that contains the thing. Yes, that's right. You came here to do something with it. Do you remember what it was? Each deep utterance cuts into my soul. The network of blood vessels around my ears bulge to their bursting point. Please, stop. I feel my front teeth wobble as I beg through them. I just want this to end. The cockroach does not oblige. So I take it you don't remember. Oh dear. It seems that pickle was an understatement for your predicament. The insect forager tilts its tiny head, peering at me through the leering shadows. Please! I shriek. His warbling has become too much. It scrapes at the insides of my skull until nothing is left but a simmering mess of severed nerves and liquefied gray matter. I beg. The pain. My vision is filled with jagged black spikes. That pain isn't from me, old bean. It's from your fingernails. Twitching still, I look down at my hands. They're covered in murky brown grime and pus. 6 of my remaining fingernails lay in a gooey heap by my groin. The 7th is painfully ripped from its bed in my rotting thumb by another spasm as I stare, wide-eyed and trying not to scream. See? The bloodshot orbs in my skull bulge at the sight of my mutilated digits. Panicked lungs plead for oxygen. The fresh inhalation adds the sweet musk of decomposing flesh to the scent palette. I didn't do that. The words sound alien to my ears as they leave my throat. The mush in my skull starts to swim. The shadows darken. Remember, you have to smash the glass. Rattlesnake clicks emanate from the chitin plating on the beast's back. They writhe as it laughs at me through the gloom. There's another ringing in my ears. This time, it's not painful. It's the ring caused by all the sounds in the world going out, one by one. As long as you remember to smash the glass, you'll be right as rain. I roll onto my back. The black spikes multiply and converge into patches of misty fog. My eyes roll upwards. I get intermittent flashes of the ceiling. There's writing on it. Did I write it? I can't remember. Just remember, smash the glass. The serrated coos of the malevolent insect are among the last things I hear. My jaw drops open. I can feel foam forming at the corners of my mouth. Smash. This last oscillating syllable echoes as the rest of the world dies. When I come to, I'm crouched on the itchy office chair. I'm staring at the revolving numbers on the screen. I don't know how long I've been sat here. It must have been weeks. I look at my hands. The plasma that covers my digits is only half coagulated. I had nails there, once. That was a long time ago, though. I can't remember exactly how long. I have known nothing except the numbers and the thing since before recorded history. The flickering glare of the LCD screen blinds me, as it has for millennia. I must find the pattern. The black numbers dance and dive. There's a crushing pain in my head. I must not think about the thing. It is still calling me, whispering sweet nothings to my subconscious. I could smash the glass right now, end all of this. It would be so easy. I could smash the glass and then all of this would stop. No, I mustn't do that, no matter how tempting it is. I must not give in to temptation. We'll all die if I do. I squint at the blinking digits on the screen. Hold on a second. I think I see something. Wait, it can't be. Is that a letter? The itchy office chair creaks as I lean further forward on my haunches, bringing my tired gaze closer. It is a letter. My heart rate accelerates. Beads of excited sweat form in every pore. Days spent searching, and I've finally found it. I'm sure the dead man in the corner would be proud, were he still alive. Then again, maybe he wouldn't. Maybe he worked for the thing. That might be why he's dead. I don't know. I can't remember. The solitary letter stares back at me. I raise both nail-less hands to the sides of the screen. My green-gray knuckles turn white, the black plastic nearly buckling under my grip. It is a letter. Just one. A. The solitary character stands amidst the swirling horde of numerical data. As my dry eyes dart across the glowing wasteland, a second appears. My ribcage aches from the furious jackhammering of valves and ventricles. 2 letters. This is it. The answer. Chapped lips widen into a broken smile as more and more letters appear until I am left with a phrase. Quivering, I slowly sit back from the screen. The answer I have spent hours searching for unfurls in front of my eagerly awaiting gaze. Slag et Hesams. I can hear the thing laughing. I have to ignore it. More riddles and puzzles. The numbers taunt me as they dance around the nonsensical words. Slag et Hesams. The 13 cryptic letters start to hover above the pixels and perspex as I stare at them. There must be a meaning. There must be an answer. There has to be. I sink my face into my palms. I can feel warm, salty prickles in the corners of my eyes. No, I must not give in. I have to remain composed. There must be an answer. Slag et Hesams. My neck creaks. My aching head leaves clumps of hair behind in my hands. The thing continues to laugh at my misery. Echoing cackles infect my thoughts. I've had enough of the thing. It has mocked me for the last time. I have to destroy it. The glass box reflects the thin red light from the gaps between the boards. Many other things are also reflected in its surface, including a face. I assume it's my face. I can only assume this because it moves as I move. I don't recognize it, though. I don't remember what my face looked like, but I do know it isn't this face. This face is almost completely bald. This face has dry, cracked lips that peel back to reveal bleeding gums and jagged, loose teeth. It is a pasty and unhealthy cream color, and is covered in sweat and grime. This face seems to be locked in a bestial snarl. I don't remember what expressions I carried before I began my task. However, My instinct tells me this wasn't one of them. At least, I hope it wasn't. The worst thing about the face that is not my face is that it has no eyes. This would be bearable if they were missing in the conventional sense. Empty sockets of skin aren't an iota as maddening as the way the eyes of the face that is not my face are missing. I can see these eyes clearly. They're dry and bloodshot. It doesn't matter how clearly I can see them, though. To my brain, they are not there. When I try to look at them directly, they swim and warp. If I gaze too long, they expand and burn, the orbs in the reflection bubbling and melting. The mirrored face starts to contort. Its broken mouth widens into a horrified scream. This can't be my face. Please, don't let it be my face. I slowly raise my rotting hands to my cheeks. To my horror, the bald, eyeless monster in the glass does the same. The thing shrieks with laughter at this. The blue-orange light swirls and dances, reveling in my misfortune. The thing has done this to me. I know that it has. It will pay for what it's done. I raise my decomposing hands, further cracking the skin on my knuckles as I ball them into fists. The eyeless, gaunt features that are my reflection contort into a roar of hatred. There's something else reflected in the glass. It catches my eye before I bring down the hammer of my hands. Letters. They hover millimeters above the polished surface. Glaring on the mirrored computer screen in a sea of backwards numbers are the words, "Smash the glass." That was not an answer in the numbers. It was a trick, a trap, a decoy planted by the thing. It wants me to smash the glass, to remove it from its confinement. I must not do this. I must not give in to temptation. We'll all die if I do. My heart sinks as I turn back to the glaring LCD. Maybe there was never an answer in the numbers. There must be, though. Why else would I be trapped in here with nothing but a computer and wires connecting it to the thing? My fists send a loud bang echoing around the cramped compartment. The screen judders violently from the impact of them slamming on the desk. My ribs and back shudder as I'm encapsulated by sobs. It's hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. There's nothing I can do. Maybe this isn't even a task designed with me in mind. Maybe it was a mission for the dead man slumped in the corner. He's wearing a lab coat, after all. I massage the sides of my forehead. I need to open my eyes and get through this. Just persevere with the numbers. I've let myself get distracted again. The pattern is in them somewhere. I know it. I have to will myself to carry on. Everything depends on it. I slowly unstick my heavy eyelids. I don't think I can hold much longer. That's why I decided to write this all down. I don't know if the small input box on the screen goes anywhere. I hope it does. If you find this message, please do whatever you can to track the origin. I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. All I know is that if I can't resist temptation, if I can't stop myself smashing that damn glass, the thing will get out, and all of us will die. I must have taken over from the man in the corner. Someone needs to come and take over from me. Please, before it's too late for all of us.
Tales for Dark